All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 3, Daddykool and the Cutman. I am Daddykool, joined by my verbal sparring partner, Jackson, the Cutman Freeman.
Yeah, g'day.
And today we've got another big hotshot guest. Interesting podcast, seeing as the guest is a cricketer and I know nothing about cricket.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
So we'll introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Lynn.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome,
guys.
mate.
No worries.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
You want to take the reins as the
Yeah, okay, mate. So what happened with the Brisbane Heat?
Just dive in early.
Yeah, well, let's
That's
get
all
straight
I know,
into it. So, actually, because let's start from the start, actually. Let's not just dog you. Tough season. So, when, roughly, last year, did you work out you were getting AB? Let's start with AB.
Yeah, so it was probably about 18 months in the pipeline that we were.
Yep.
I made connection with him at the IPL last year.
Yep.
And he found that, a lot of people just get their managers to sort each other, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yep.
But I've always worked from face to face.
Yep.
And seeing him and see the excitement. He always wanted to play in the Big Bash, but we knew we weren't going to get him cheap.
Yep.
I don't know what we paid for him, but.
Yeah.
It's
someone else's problem.
Yeah, someone else's issues. But we got him for half the tournament. That's the other thing. The Big Bash goes for a long period of time, so he had no interest in that.
Yep.
He wanted to spend Christmas and New Year's at home, which he did, and then we got him for the back end of the tournament. So it was about 18 months in the pipeline, and we got him. And look, he probably didn't play to where he wanted to play, but I think what's driven him to come back next year, and I'm 99% sure we got him again. Is that the fact that he didn't score as many runs as he would have liked. So it's all positive, and we're going to have him for more games next year than what he played this year.
Did you feel almost like him turning up in January? It was sort of early to mid-January.
Yeah.
Did you sort of feel like it almost put a bit more pressure on him because of, especially where the Heat were at that point of the tournament, and then it's like, righto, we're on the home straight here. We need to get into the 6 or whatever it is for the 5. Is it 5?
Yeah, it's the top 5 this year. It's a long finals campaign. It's a long season. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Yeah, the extension of it, it's a huge thing. I remember getting tired of it towards the end of it. I don't know how the players feel, but I was as a spectator, someone who's watched it since the inception of it. It sort of dragged a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You got any opinions on this?
Yeah, mate. I was thinking, just at the start, I was thinking they're not going to drag this out, and guess what?
No, they did, and I was crying out loud last year that 14 games was too many, but they were just saying, "Oh no, we'll just shorten it by 2 weeks." Yeah, they did that, but as a player, you fly, you play, fly, you play, and it's a pain in the ass. And for guys, Brisbane or Perth's 5 hours, and you play the next day. It's not exactly safe, especially for our big, tall, fast bowlers.
You know what else, mate? If you're playing Supercoach, it's a pain in the ass. The amount of times I fucking missed a round cut off. So I'm playing with Kane and my brother and a bunch of his mates, and they're all Australian, and so I'm copping it from the outset because I'm a Black Caps fan, and so's Dane, a big Wagner fan, and you miss the cutoff, man, because it's a Thursday one week is the start of a round, and then the next Monday. Yeah. And was it a little bit like being in the NBA? Because you got sometimes you got 3 games a week, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Minus about 4 zeros on your contract. But it was too long, and so they thought they'd shorten it by 2 weeks, but from a playing point of view, it was just a pain in the ass.
More work.
Look, again, the crowd numbers have gone down. The viewing is still there on TV, which is still a good sign. But the crowd numbers is what you need, that fan engagement. Otherwise, you're going to kill the product. And it's a great product this time of year. It's the only cricket that's on, basically. Yeah. But what do? I'm only one voice, but I thought from a playing point of view, it was way too much.
Yeah. And we should probably just, for the listeners out there like me, Chris Lynn, obviously a cricket player. The thing with Linny, I know him as a mate first. I didn't actually know he was a cricket player, and I'd been having a few beers with him and carrying on until one of my mates actually said, "Oh yeah, righto." But not once would talk about himself, sport, nothing. It was just at the pub like a genuine bloke. So that's the reason we got you on here, Linny.
I appreciate it, mate.
Jumping straight into the cricket stuff. These blokes are massive fans, huge cricket fans as you.
Yeah, it seemed like they've done their homework and.
Yeah.
But it's saying that you can't just
Did you do any other? Because I've done none.
No homework.
We just
don't have a life, so we watch shit tons of cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been good. I've been missing you at the pub, actually.
Yeah, mate. I've
Been here.
Kids.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, he's been
Getting
with
away.
kids. Yeah.
Bit like
get
cricket.
Yeah. No, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm talking to Linny, and when I started realising that he was a cricket player, and people are like chiming in and like, yeah, mate, how you do this shot and straight past cover and fucking all this sort
Where's cover?
all this sort of stuff.
Where is cover?
And Liddy's just, oh mate, I couldn't tell you. I just figured it out on the way here.
That's it.
Heard it.
It sounded good.
I remember, like it was almost like you got the shit when it was like, just fucking knock the skin off it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck yeah, that's what.
Has that been your mantra? From
Absolutely.
Day one.
My first ever game of cricket, I think I was under 8s.
Yeah.
I hit 3 sixes and under 8s. That's like unheard of, and that's the reason why I played.
Yeah.
Like to fill in from my mates' team.
Because you're a footy player initially, eh?
I was, yeah. And then in that same game, I got a hat trick as well. So I was like, fuck, how easy is cricket?
Yeah.
What do you bowl?
Left arm. Seam up, but
Ooh, yeah.
a couple of shoulder recons. My shoulder now travels with the ball, so it's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
But played a lot of rugby league growing up down at North Devils, and that's how I know a lot of our mates really.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing about sport. Your mutual friends and your friendships and relationships that you make over the years, not only for Australia for me, but around the world. It's bloody awesome.
And you being like, I always explain you to people as an accidental rugby league player that's playing cricket. How does that sit with the cricket? Because that's exactly how you are. You don't sugarcoat anything, straight down the middle. If the contract's not suited to you, you're the one playing.
Yeah.
So, that's what I admire about you. But how does the cricket general public take to Chris Lynn and his like, I suppose, his footy background?
Yeah, I reckon they've taken a liking to it, and I can say that from, I get invited to a lot of rugby league stuff, whether it's the State of Origin team, Kevy Walters, those type of squads, and that's pretty cool to be a part of. Yeah. Brendan McCullum, I got to talk. Okay. He spoke in front of the Queensland Origin side last week, actually. So they obviously, that mutual respect for cricketers is huge. But I think the most important thing is I think cricket lost an era there where they didn't get out and engage with the public at all, whether it be at the Brekkie Creek or the Caxton or whatever it may be. So I found, what's the best way to give back to the community? Yeah, on the field, your performances, they love all that, but that's great. But how about, saying g'day to the punters at the pub or whatnot? It is frowned upon from your coach because you're always out and seen out and about. But I think from a network point of view, it's great, and the fans absolutely love it. I mean, I've always said if you use your manners, I'll give you the time of day. But if you're an arsehole, then I'll give you a flick. Yeah. And it's not hard to spend 2 minutes with someone who comes up and says, "Oh, my son's your big fan" or whatever. And that's pretty rewarding over the last couple of years that you've done well. But as you mentioned, I don't sugarcoat anything. I think that's what you see is what you get. And I find if you're hot and cold one day, then people see right through you. So there's no point. Just be consistent in whatever it may be. And I actually said that going back to how we went in the Heat this year. Yes, it was poor and we're inconsistent. I've got a motto of being consistent, whether it's training, preparation, recovery, emotional. Yeah. If you're all consistent in those areas, I think your performances will be consistent. And then you can, if you're a dickhead one day, then, I don't know how to approach you, but if you're consistent, I don't mind if you're consistently a dickhead because then I know how to approach you.
Yeah, totally.
So just keep that key of consistency along any format.
Yeah.
That's what makes a true dickhead, but they're inconsistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Consistent dickheads can be dealt with.
Yeah, I don't mind dickheads as long as they're consistent.
Yeah. So a dude who's nice one day and then a dickhead the next.
Can't handle cancer.
But there's plenty out there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Anyway, just now that we're back on the Heat, man, just because when I think about the Heat season, like I love the Heat as well. Unfortunately for New Zealand, there's no, like they've got the Georgie Pie Super Smash, but you want to talk about shit numbers, man.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty bad. But so the Big Bash is the closest thing to home in terms of short form spectacle, like the IPL. And like now that I'm back in Brisbane, the Heat are just so the first thing I think of when I think of the Heat season isn't even AB. It's James Pattinson came back in after that Test series and took the 5 bag.
Yeah.
And then didn't play the next game. And I just sort of thought, like, one question I did have, what were the thought processes going through that period? Because it wasn't rocky. Like, you still, right until that game against the Renegades.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were in it.
Yeah.
Like, what were the conversations you guys were having, I guess, around that point of where's this season going and how are we getting there type thing? Or was it just...
Yeah, so we needed to win that last game to make the semis.
Yep.
So I wasn't disappointed we lost that last game because that's how a 2020 game, pans out. But it was a couple of games throughout the season I was really disappointed with.
Yep.
We had some record-breaking losses there, and that breaks a group.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Jimmy Pattinson got 5 wickets in that game. He was actually one of the worst fifers I've ever seen. There was a lot of unusual dismissals, but he actually pulled up quite sore after that game.
Gotcha.
And so, because again, like our schedule, we played, travel, play, and it wasn't safe for him.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of stress fractures over the years, so he's coming off a long Test series. I know it's only 4 overs in 2020, but he was quite sore, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. But we were definitely in the hunt, but I just found, we either scored 200 or we're bowled out for 100.
Yeah.
And for me, you're not going to make finals. You might scrape in, but you're not going to go deep into the finals, and that's the goal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, there seemed to be like a bit of problems with batting collapses.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm not going to sit here and point the finger because I got no idea how that all works. I just play indoor cricket, and we're going through the same thing.
I wish we could minus 5 runs.
But trust me, it gets ugly.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want that.
But like, how do you deal with that as a group? Like, is it a confidence thing, or like, it just seems like, because the Australian team went through it a few years ago as well, and New Zealand teams have been going through it for the past 30 years.
Still going through it.
So yeah, like I just am interested to know, what are the conversations you're having in the dressing room? How do you try and turn that sort of thing around? Because as a spectator, a lot of people get very frustrated and they think you're not putting in, which obviously you guys are. You're professional athletes. Can you enlighten us on that?
Well, I guess it's not it is performance, but it's nothing to do with our training. Like, the boys are training the house down, they feel $1 million. So I think it's just a experience / the pressure out in the middle. You get in these situations because we've gone through a lot of losing habits. Winning is a habit, and we just haven't got over that hurdle yet. The Melbourne Stars or Sydney Sixers always tend to win those close games, whereas we don't win those close ones at all. So winning is a habit. So our young guys haven't experienced that yet, and I suppose dealing with the expectation that myself or AB, if we don't score runs, then the actual percentages are dropped quite heavily. But my performances throughout the year weren't good enough. But we've still got to find a way to chase those low totals. And actually have team performances, not individual performances. When we bat like there's 11 different players. Instead of like one team, one unit.
Building partnerships.
There's just probably more the experience. And mate, we do have a young side, but that's no excuse for anything. We're on basically an international stage now. So if you want to get there and you want to be accountable and successful for your own career, then you've got to take charge of that. But we just went missing, and we just got to be better. Me and Buff were scratching our heads at that loss at the Renegades, the record loss, and we're like, what do we do? Like, we're doing everything right. We're like, fuck, like, don't reinvent the wheel. Just
does it
better.
Become like a mental, like almost, I don't want to say hoodoo, but like that, like there's that feeling of like Groundhog Day when you're out there. It's happening again.
And that's those losing habits. It's just all too familiar. And obviously we'll have some big changes next year with our makeup of our side, but it's just trying to get into that winning habit, and it only takes one guy to do it and the rest to ride the wave of that. But we just couldn't manage to. I think we got back-to-back wins somewhere in the season, but we couldn't manage to get 3 or 4.
Stringing them together.
It's frustrating, but what do you do? And I think the boys probably felt a bit in terms of the media as well. When you can't hide anywhere on social media or or even just the press.
Everyone's really...
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Yeah, and they're more than happy to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not allowed to bite back. So I've got in trouble a couple of times for biting back. We have to get home after a few stubbies.
I can imagine. And the other thing too, man, in Brisbane, I moved back here in November, and we've sort of been talking about we're going to have you on for a few weeks. And so I've said to a couple of people, man, I've never mentioned a name like Chris Lynn where everyone goes, oh, Linny, it's my mate Linny. Like everyone in Brisbane reckons, he's my mate, even old mate. He's my best mate Linny.
He's a man of the people, mate.
And no, it's absolutely not a criticism. More what I was going to say was, do you find that becomes a bit of a pain in the ass, especially when things are going a bit tough?
Yeah.
You sort of think, fuck, I wish I could just...
Yeah, absolutely. Like my Facebook inbox will just be full of ideas and we should do this and that. Yeah. I actually don't
Everyone's
reply
a
to anyone.
specialist.
Yeah. And they know...
On that subject, mate, give me your number.
It is frustrating because I've always, wanted to reply and give back to, mates or whatever, but my real close mates understand it and they just give me that time at
the
space. But there's blokes out there that you might have met a couple of times and went to school with and they're leaving your voicemails at 4 a.m. going, fucking make sure this guy plays or this. You're costing me $1,000 on the punt. So what the fuck you're punting on us in the first place, mate?
Yeah, be careful with those dudes, man.
Yeah, so it does get frustrating,
of
but
course.
they just want us to do well and win at the end of the day. And mate, you take the good with the bad. It is a tough 100%. Industry when you're not doing well, but when you are doing well, it's a bloody great ride.
Yeah,
also with the popularity, because you are a man of the people here. There's no two ways about it. Chris Lynn, take his shirt off, say good day to everyone, which is great. Now
why is he taking his shirt off?
Yeah, take his shirt off to anyone.
I wasn't getting.
He's always got it off.
What? Do you want him to what?
Hang on, before we move on and it gets a bit weird, just coming back to the Big Bash real quick. We'll finish that off. I just wanted to get your opinion because it's been fucking me off all season, to be honest, is the rules around, especially DRS, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's sounding like they'll bring it in. If they don't bring it in next season, they're retarded. But firstly, DRS, and secondly, let's start with that. What are your thoughts on...
So DRS is like the review system, Daddykool. So,
gotcha, mate. Yep.
Sorry.
But it must come in because there's too many howlers in the game now.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's pretty unanimous? Because I felt like every team got a couple that just...
Yeah, absolutely. At least one a game.
Yeah.
The umpires are human, so they're going to make mistakes, but it's not their fault. But they brought in like a strategic timeout where there's 90 seconds to talk to your coach, so why can't they bring in a DRS for the sake of an extra 90 seconds.
Well, also that's got to help advertisers squeeze in a couple more ads.
Absolutely.
KFC big buckets.
Yeah.
But
it's a must in my opinion.
I initially thought it was because maybe they didn't have Hawkeye at every stadium. And then I thought about it and I thought, they're fucking showing us Hawkeye after every
dismissal.
Yeah. And there were so many, even games that weren't the Heat, a couple against the Stars where it went the Stars' way, and I just thought, they don't need any fucking help, man.
Exactly, and I don't reckon we had one of those games where those dismissals went our way.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's what happens when you get into that losing habit that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Just the luck of the bounce. When you get momentum, everything goes your way.
Yeah.
What are the going back to this, like the sheds, like you've been in Origin camps and all sorts of stuff where, and so have I, when you're just sitting there as a spectator and you're like, fuck, like you're buzzing. You've got no input into the team. What's the cricket? So I'm just getting back way off topic because I don't have anything of interest to put in. So I want to know the mental side of it in the way of like your team. Like, is everyone fucking charging each other and doing like bat sword fights and getting into it like before they go?
We're pretty relaxed. Like you can't pump yourself up and go out there like you want to run at someone. Yeah. It's a game of cricket and you've got to play half smart. You might hit a 6 or 2, but then you've actually got to work a single. But in my change room, I sit in the corner. I used to actually have one of those where you can take a nip. I've got vodka, rum, JD. So after a game, all the soft drinks there. I get the roomie to get a bucket of ice and a cup and
perfect.
Just relax that way.
Yeah.
But before the game, it's pretty chilled. I mean, as I said, be consistent in your actions and emotion, and then it goes a long way. I've always said don't make decisions on height and emotion. So if you're amped up from a bad decision batting, don't go out there and make some reckless decisions as captain when we're bowling. But the boys are pretty good. I mean, once I get out, I had a good blow up this year when I got run out by Jimmy Pearson, our wicket keeper.
Yeah.
And a couple of mates are up from Melbourne and looking forward, and I felt like I'd get the boys home and got run out. And as soon as I got out, unpadded my shit and then went to his change room and just ripped down everything from his area, straight in the bin.
I've always wondered if, because I know Matty Wade got... what's that other bloody Ben McDermott? He ran Ben McDermott out of Doozy, and he was fuming.
So we played in that game, and mate, I've wrapped bats around the MCG poles in the change rooms. There's been some stuff. One of the boys been cutting, probably sums him up. He whacked the whiteboard fell on his head. that was pretty funny. But no, the boys are pretty chilled. I mean, once you're in the change room, it's not just about the single person. It's about looking after the team. So the best thing, we don't have big egos in our lineup, so they're pretty easy to deal with. Support staff are great, led by Darren Lehman, who's one of the most relaxed blokes. That getting around and after a game, have a beer, do whatever, do your recovery, just do everything, but just be a decent bloke. Because at the end of the day, we're out there to be better cricketers, but also better people.
I've got to be honest, man. I'm as you're saying this, I keep thinking I can't help but feel like Baz had a bit to do with kicking that sort, because he did that for New Zealand as well. I certainly got real into the Black Caps throughout that 2011, 2015 World Cup campaigns, and that's the lasting impression I have from Baz through his time as captain is actually fuck this. We're not just shitty little New Zealand. We've got a team full of decent batsmen. Let's stop trying to play smart. Well, not play smart cricket, but let's just fucking go out and bat how we want to bat. And I felt like it wasn't just the Black Caps that he left that impression on. It was the Black Caps, the Heat, now Kolkata and Tobago. He certainly leaves a blueprint wherever he goes. And I think, the impact that he has on those teams is huge. He's basically been at the Heat since day one. I think that the Brisbane Heat played the Sydney Sixers in the first ever game of the Big Bash, and Brett Lee bowled to Brendan McCullum, actually smashed his nose.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And when he went off to get stitches, I was next out the bat. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Brett Lee just filled in one of my heroes. And I'm out next to bat. But, the legacy he leaves and how more to life type character he is than just cricket, I think that's what gets the best out of the players. And he treats everyone like nameless and rankless, so he might be a first gamer, might have played 100 games. He treat everyone the same. It's pretty, for the young guys to see that's pretty special. He didn't pick me up in the IPL this year, so I've got a bone to pick with the bar.
So where are you going to the IPL?
I'm at Mumbai this year, which I'm not too displeased about. It's a great franchise, obviously.
You get on the documentary.
If they film it again this documentary. I'm not sure if they're going to do it, but the Ambani's family run that team, and I think they're the 9th richest in the world, so it's not bad to be ridiculous. A part of.
I think 44 billion or something.
Something like that,
It's ludicrous.
But Mumbai's a great city, one of the biggest and best in the world, so I'm looking forward to getting over there and seeing how that team operates. I was at Kolkata for 6 years, so...
And they broke the bank on Paddy Cummins. So
they did, They were actually going to... So they bought him for $3 million. They were going to spend $4 million on him.
Wow.
For 8 weeks. Fuck.
It's incredible.
Give the people a rundown. Like, obviously, cruising around here, no problem. We had John Wayne Parr on earlier, and similar sort of thing. In his homeland, he can cruise around, he'll be recognised. He goes to Japan, or if you go to India, give us a rundown on just how intense that is.
So it's like, imagine Brisbane Heat game day, walking through the streets, there's a fair few people. It's like the IPL's like Big Bash on steroids. That's probably the easiest way I can put it. That's
how it looks.
They know my stats better than I know my stats.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy. So the hardest thing is for me, there's so many people and they're in your face, but you got to appreciate that they're the ones that, if it's not for those people, we don't have a game of cricket the power of what cricket is today. And yes, they don't have manners or whatever.
It's just a different...
But they don't know any different.
It's a different sort of... I mean, I've never been to India, but it does look like there's a different set of social norms around. I see someone famous, I just fucking stand on top of him until I get what I want, which is usually just like a selfie or whatever. But I could imagine it'd be pretty confronting.
No, it's next level. And for us to go down the shopping centre, we'll have 2 policemen in the car with us, and front and back, 2 vans.
Or just to lob down to 7-Eleven.
Just to, where the Aussies work there.
Is it actually? That'd be so good.
It's actually not too bad.
Aussies run all the 7-Elevens.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Let's go.
But yeah, it is next level. But again, we do get paid very well over there. But there is that price tag that comes with it. You got to perform. And as I said, it's a tough industry. If you don't perform, you get sacked. It's simple as that.
Well, the pressure's on Pat Cummins this year, and it was on Ben Stokes last year. And I mean, Paddy's sort of become almost a bit of an all-rounder now. He's had a couple of good test batting innings.
Yeah.
And now it's like you're the best bowler in the world who can also bat. I remember seeing the headline after the auction at the IPL and just thinking, what the fuck have they done here? That's $3 million. But the way he's playing, it's sort of hard to deny.
Yeah, and it's a price you pay to win a title as well. But the thing that will be interesting, there's a lot of cricket coming up over the next couple of weeks. And I'm not sure if Paddy will actually be available for the whole tournament.
True.
Mitchell Starc actually did that the couple of years I was at Kolkata. He went for 1.8, but didn't actually play at all. So
that's part of
my team was actually 1.8, more minus 1.8 in the salary cap, essentially, because we couldn't pick up another player of that calibre.
Oh, true.
So
do you text
if Paddy does go down with an injury, Baz is going to be shitting himself.
Especially because they've lost, well, I don't know if there's still some conjecture around whether Chris Green will play. But if they're down...
I think he can play overseas, just not in Australia, but...
Yeah.
He's not Pat Cummins, is he?
No, of course. So just in terms of the IPL itself, so when is that this year? Is it February, March?
So that's start of April. I reckon late March, start of April, yeah.
How many weeks is that?
So the IPL tournament's about 6 weeks, but you go about a week before to prepare. But I'm heading off to Pakistan next week.
And then you just stay on the road?
And then I might as well stay on the road while I'm over there. But it's quite interesting getting visa, because I'm coming from Pakistan, getting into India.
Yeah.
So I've got to fly. I can't fly direct because of the conflict.
Yeah, they just immediately assume you're an enemy.
Yeah. So I'll have to go maybe to Dubai, then back to India. So instead of a 2-hour flight, it's an 8-hour flight.
It's cool that they're playing cricket back in Pakistan, man. I was watching a bit of the Bangladesh test the other week, and it looks horrible. Like, it looks arid, dry, hot as fuck.
Yeah.
But you know, like the crowd, you don't see a crowd that looks like that anywhere else in the world as far as I'm concerned. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's obviously they had a shooting there maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And I know Kumar Sangakkara quite well, and he was actually showing us the shrapnel wounds on his back where the bus shot up. And the actual
I think
story
Jared
of it.
got clipped as well.
And it's crazy, mate. Imagine being on a bus surrounded by rocket launchers and all that. And,
it's messed up, man.
but to have cricket back in Pakistan is again win for the game. But the tournament last year was in Dubai, so I wouldn't mind.
That's it. Yeah. For the player, it's probably a bit more lache. So what is your... Because have you got it... Are you thinking you'll ever get back into playing for Australia? Or are you short form... have you got aspirations to be back in the yellow?
I would like to play the 2020 World Cup coming up later this year, but I actually think that's out of reach now, and that's okay. I'm okay with that because I've always thought it's a privilege to play for Australia, and it's a bonus. I've still got an okay life as it is playing domestic cricket and 2020 cricket around the world. So if you play for Australia again, that's great, but if not, then
how's your body?
All right.
You feel all right?
Body's all right. Yeah, it's not going to be 100%. I've had a couple of shoulder recons and. The older you get, the harder it is. But I restrict myself in the field, so I don't dive anymore. I used to throw myself around everywhere, but now I'm just like try and hide myself in the field, basically. And for me, that it's probably mentally tougher because you're so competitive. You want to get out there and give it a crack. Or if a ball rolls past you and you can't stop, that you used to be able to. It's frustrating, but mate, playing for Australia is great, but not be all end all. But I've always said. I was an Australian cricket fan before I made the Aussie team growing up, and then I got the opportunity to play for the Aussie cricket team. Now I'm not in the setup, I'm still an Australian cricket fan.
Yeah, of course.
It's not one that you're going to be bitter or get sour at, because at the end of the day, you want that team to do well as a supporter.
And they're fucking doing all right, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's good to see. And the women are doing really well as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Have you want to...
Yeah, mate, I want to tap into more of your off-field stuff and life after cricket. obviously, I want to see Chris Lynn on some Bollywood things in India, just dancing around.
You ever had an offer for a Bollywood?
Brilliant.
Not yet.
Would you do it? Let's be
You never
honest.
know. So
You'd have to do it.
my boss at Kolkata is actually the number one Bollywood actor in the world. Well, probably the richest actor in the world as well, including your Hollywood stars and everything. Shah Rukh Khan. So
you're in.
if he gives me a heads up,
That's it, man.
But-
Because Brett Lee's done a Bollywood, hasn't he?
yeah, he has. I'm not sure how they went. So
probably
I know
horrible.
the feedback from the Australians is a bit ordinary.
Yeah, my girlfriend was watching it a couple of weeks ago. Actually,
really?
I was like, "What is this?" And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
it's Pinger."
Yeah, but you've got to be mindful of that.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Well,
yeah.
it's a different style of film than what we're used to as Westerners.
Yeah, they're horrible to
You
watch.
just hope they don't see it back here in Australia.
Yeah, well, that's
Over there, it's fine.
that's right.
Just to see some of the TV ads we do, it's they're horrible.
Yeah, I was saying.
They pay the bills. You gotta
yeah,
do
no,
it.
I was watching a bit of I think it was the One Day World Cup. I can't remember what series it was, but I was watching a bit of it on a streaming site that I won't name a while ago. I wasn't doing too well, so I was streaming it. Anyway, that aside, it was on an Indian stream, and I'm sure the movie ads are bad, but man, like the Indian CSI and Indian
brilliant.
NCIs, those ads.
And what about the one with the Virat Kohli and Rishabh and they got the pimple?
Well,
or
yeah,
whatever?
that's
Yeah, horrible.
yeah, it's so
mate.
bad.
Horrible.
Good.
What? I can't remember what Rishabh says, but something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm a cool guy.
Yeah.
And they get like a couple of shades wider. It's like
Yeah,
really.
it's actually over in India, so they want to get wider, whereas here we want to get darker. So they use the reverse tanning cream, basically.
Yeah, right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all of Asia. They, if you're darker, then you work in the paddock. You're a farmer, and so they try to get.
You're not
as
seen
wide
as your
possible.
upper class.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yeah. So, but mate, back to my original topic. Bollywood's not out of the picture, which is good. That's great. You got the playbook.
Yeah.
That's operating as of now. Just give us a rundown on that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, so Playbook, it's an online booking platform for sports coaches. Essentially, in simple terms, a bit like sports coaches for Uber. Uber's for sports coaches, sorry. And it was basically through an injury where I had a bit of downtime thinking, what am I going to do after cricket? And just come up with this idea with my business partner and how can I give back to the community? Not only just cricket, but the whole sporting community. And so basically how it works is you type in, say, Brisbane Downs and then cricket, and all the coaches in that area who are signed up, they get to name their own price, time and location. And any kid or student or adult can book that coach, and basically like Uber terms, no cash involved, all transaction, and we take our small fee, but that kid gets an opportunity of a lifetime to be coached by potentially some of Australia's best sportsmen, or it might just be a third grade old boy that wants to give back to the game as well. But we don't do it just in cricket. Our biggest sport's actually netball.
Yep.
We got a scootering coach. We got a lawn bowls coach.
True.
We got a wide variety around Australia. We're up to about 300 live coaches at the moment. But it's like anything. If it was easy, everyone would do it. So we're chipping away every day. And
Is there an app?
there's no app at the moment.
Website?
Yeah, we're still we're actually getting some funds at the moment.
Yep.
So we're looking for sportsmen who are passionate about similar interest to what I am basically. And
So let me get this straight. Like, I've got my son. He's loving cricket. He's 10 years old. We get on the playbook. Chris Lynn comes up, and you can say, "Yeah, I'll meet you down at the Stafford shops. Bring your water bottle and your towel, whatever you need for cricket.
Yeah.
Sure, there's probably more. And then
So basically, when you look at the coach, there's a bio of the coach, and I'll have my location set at my local team, Toombul Cricket Club. I'll have 2 or 3 locations. It might be a local park that has a cricket net, and then basically, once you book the session, you can then interact with that coach and say, what I can say, actually, what are you after? Or I'm after batting, maybe catching, maybe a bit of just, I'm injured, I just want to go for a coffee and talk about some game awareness. It can be as simple as that.
Oh, yeah, right. So okay, so it's not just...
So mentoring as well.
Yeah,
mentoring
mentoring. So basically how I come about with Playbook is not... The 2 10-minute net sessions I have a week isn't going to make me a good player. But it's the extra sessions that I do and the mentor side of it, I found got me over the line. I've had a mentor, Gavin Fitness, for the last 15 years, and I find I've had, good times and bad. He's there. He's always, brutally honest with me. If I'm not cutting my weight or doing whatever, he's there to, reassure me or give me a slap over the back. But I think that's the key for sportsmen these days if they want to go to the next level or better their best. Some kids might want to play for Australia. Some might want to move up the batting order. Some might just want to have the confidence to play a team sport. So it's any age, male and female, any ability. So we're there for basically everyone. We do we specialise in one-on-one, but we do small group sessions now and teams as we're growing. So it's pretty cool. And I charge $400 an hour, but with that comes insurance in every session as well. So we make sure we do the due diligence on all the coaches, which is the most important thing. You want to have the peace of mind when you drop your son off at the park that he's safe. So blue card, police check, all the background. And
that's what I was going to ask next is what do the coaches need to have in order to apply to become a coach on?
Yeah, so they don't need any level of qualification, but just the blue card. And we Brisbane or even Australia is a small place and everyone knows someone. So you do your background checks there. We've actually denied a couple of people because we thought they weren't right for our product. And that's just the way it goes. But making sure first and foremost is safety for the parents.
Yeah, of course, man.
I've seen Scotty Prince getting a few runs and he's pretty good with his social media on it as well. And I was just thinking, like, as a young kid playing footy, getting a one-on-one skills with Scott Prince is pretty full on.
That's pretty cool. I'll book him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? But it ranges from guys like Scott Prince, again to your third grade coach or your reserve grade footy coach or netball coach or former player, and it's a great opportunity for even uni students to get involved to earn that extra quid to get you through. But just giving back to the community is something that I really enjoy doing, and I think making people better their best in whether they again want to play for Australia or just have the confidence to play a team sport, because pretty passionate about, obviously as Australians, and I still classify you in this as well. But
he's an Aussie, mate. He's actually born here.
I got the passport and everything.
Yeah, I'm the one who's born over there.
Okay,
he's the one we can friend.
But I've not seen too many kids down playing cricket on the street anymore, in the backyard or kicking a ball around. So as a passionate Australian, our culture is getting out and enjoying the sun, because now, I don't think we do it as much anymore.
And it's always fucking sunny here.
Yeah, exactly. We don't appreciate what's above us. As you get older, you appreciate the sun more. As a kid, you're like, it'll be up tomorrow.
Mate, people have been complaining since the day I landed here about the weather. And it never makes up its fucking mind. I'm going, mate, move to Whangarei, move to Auckland, then tell me what shit weather is, man. You got no idea. But just real quickly too, before we move right on, because I felt like I haven't warned the production team about this either, but that website, what's the website for Playbook?
Playbook.coach.
.coach.
Yep.
That'll be coming up on the screen right now.
Oh, that's flash.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I hope you're not expecting me to do that, mate.
No, we've got that. But that's on your screen right now.
Text on the screen.
Click the link. If you want to be a coach or a player, or you're interested in having a look for a coach in your area, click onto that. And if you're in the Toombul area, see, I've been playing indoor.
Also, if you want a half price from Chris Lynn, he sort of gave us the nod about that 400 will be 200. So
I actually might get you there. Come have a look at my technique out at Toombul Indoor, mate, because I'm struggling.
There's some talent getting around down there. Because Dane was talking about jumping on and having a go as a Muay Thai coach. I don't know if you'll get through that police check, mate.
Mate, I'm an upstanding pillar of this community. It's good that you pigeonhole all fighters as just grubs and
not all, just the white ones. I've only met you and John Wayne shooting from the hip. I guess for me now, have you all but counted yourself out? Because there's still a better part of this whole year to go before the 20 World Cup. It's probably a bit unfair if you just be like, didn't have the best Big Bash season, so I'm out. You must still have some hope for, especially you got two massive T20 tournaments even the Caribbean Cup, I think, is...
Yeah, so I've actually signed up again for that this year.
Yeah.
There's a 100 tournament in England, a new tournament as well. So there's plenty of opportunity to put my name forward, but I've just got to score a million runs. But I think the fact that I can't field it 100% obviously hinders me a lot. But as you said, the guys are playing some really good cricket at the moment. So what place do you take? You know, the player of the tournament, Marcus Stoinis, didn't even get a gig.
I saw that.
Right. It'll be tough, but as I said, if this was meant to be, that's great. If not, then I'm sure I'll be a part of the World Cup somehow in a commentary point of view. But that's okay.
Yeah, it's not in the front of your mind. You're more just focused on making some runs.
Yeah, and that's a good point, actually, because we've talked about how busy the schedule already was this season. And on top of that, I mean, there was a game you had here. I can't remember who it was at the Gabba. I can't remember who you played. And I said to Dano, you know, Chris, he's in the city. Let's see if we can get him and get this podcast done, sort of thing. And Daddykool goes, no, he can't. He's in Perth tomorrow commentating the Sports Show. And I thought, where do these dudes get off, man? Not only saying, you got less time and more games to play, but also we're going to fly you to the West Coast in between those games to commentate. Like, did you ever just think, I mean, obviously you've got contractual obligations and shit like that, but did you ever just think, mate, I can't do this. I'm trying to lead a team here.
Or do you think, fuck yeah, I love this. Look at the life I'm with.
Yeah, it's when they sit down, it's actually out of my, like, I asked to do a couple of commentary games because I think it's a great skill to have.
Of course.
Because I feel it's like a 5-year apprenticeship for me to get better. You don't learn commentary overnight. But once you retire, you're expected to be an expert commentator. So now I'm allowed a few fuck-ups here and there. But it looks good at the time when you see a couple of free dates in your schedule.
Yeah, gotcha.
But then when you're actually in the moment.
So it's you overcommitting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's me, and you only see a couple of days off. You don't know where you're flying or what games are coming up. But during that time off, you think, shit, I'd love these 2 days at home. But that was my bad. It's well in advance, 6 months in advance. So that's something you learn. But it is.
As you say, it was a good opportunity, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I might have paid for that a little bit in my performance-wise, being on flights here and there. But you can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah. I'm sure Tim Payne will be.
That's right, and you have to be thinking about life after cricket as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do? On that, what sort of commentator do you see yourself as? Are you your stats man, expert, anchor? Where do you
Definitely not an anchor.
Yeah.
Because blokes do, uni degrees for that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably more the expert commentator as if you're a captain, basically.
Yes.
So Ricky Ponting does it quite a bit in field settings and what's going through the bowlers and batters mindsets. In terms of the host stuff, I'm not.
Yeah,
those are the best ones.
But that's why they get me on there, because their commentary box hasn't played a great deal of 2020 cricket because it's a modern game. So that's where I can add value in that way.
I think those are actually the best commentators, man. Like Baz is quite good at it.
Hussey's awesome.
Huss is probably the king of it. Ponting, as you said already, and even Tim Payne blew me away because, like, I've got my own criticisms of Tim Payne. He's a great guy, but he's struggled. He's had a tough summer with the bat. But, man, you hear him in the box and you just think, you've got this. You've got the gift of that gab.
Yeah.
Finchy actually blew me away as well. And even yourself, man, when you play as well, like when you're actually fielding.
With the mic on the field,
and the commentary, the insight I think cricket fans get these days. I watch a lot of different sports, man, but there's none quite like cricket now. Yeah,
well, we've got the 2 channels now, and 7 and Fox, and they're all trying to beat each other. The exposure that the players are getting is awesome.
Yeah.
You get a few guys on the mic that, how you playing today? Yeah, good.
Some of them are tough listens.
But also, they're just starting out as well.
Exactly, I remember I was there.
Nah, get rid of them, mate. Piss off. I don't want to see that shit. If you got no personality, piss off.
Sometimes too. And
I'm of that opinion as well, don't get me wrong.
We're probably guilty of this too. I think sometimes the commentators just ask past questions.
That is true.
Like I saw Max Bryant, the poor bastard, was on the mic, mid-season. And they were just asking him just dead-end yes or no question. And he's just going, yep.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And he's shitting himself for the best of times in front of 50,000.
That's it,
and then you're getting, how do you feel you're hitting them?
Yeah.
Good?
Well,
But it's all part of learning. And
we're all awesome commentators from the couch.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and all the keyboard warriors out there as well.
Yeah. Shout out to the keyboard warriors.
They're my favourite ones, the keyboard ones.
You're the kind of guy who goes spar back to the keyboard warriors with your own keyboard.
No,
physically.
I love the time taken to really victimise someone at the highest level.
Yeah, the effort that it actually takes to do
it's
what
fascinating.
Yeah. I'd love to get 10 of my mates and sit at someone's office and just hose them all day.
Oh,
Get
imagine
on the
that.
piss and just hose them all day and see how they feel when they're going home to their missus or whatever.
The thing that they've done their whole life, what the fuck is that report, Bob?
Yeah.
This is fucking horseshit.
But also,
turn that in.
take that to the next level, be a critic, and then you get paid to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I know. And that's what, they're worried about the cyber bullying and whatnot. What about the Courier Mail where blokes getting paid to spray blokes?
To just slam whatever,
See, at least with the cricket commentators, they do slam yous. There's some, like Mark Waugh's the king of saying shit that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
But at least they've got some back. Like, they've done it. They've been there. Those two, like, there's a guy in New Zealand, I think his name's Ratu or something but exactly the same. All he does is just slam. Even when the Black Caps are doing well, Kane Williamson's a dog.
Yeah.
Ross Taylor's a dog. And we're
Sure, it's not quite that bad.
It is that bad. It is that bad. And I'm going, mate, this is the best batsman we've probably ever had.
Produced,
Just on that, have you ever bit back? Like, have you ever just...
Yeah, surely.
Well, I just put them in the bin, basically. I'll give everyone one chance.
Yeah.
But once that chance is used up, then I'm sorry, you're in the bin.
But that's a good response. I mean, do you ever just go back and go...
There's a couple that I've replied to this year, but then you just end up... You don't win from
It's
that.
not...
It's a lose-lose
sure.
And
situation.
it's only a screenshot away from you losing
Exactly
the job.
right, and half
Totally.
the time they're going, fucking have a look at this.
No matter what you say,
They're
they've
the
won.
man at the pub.
Yeah.
So it is frustrating, but again, it's all part of the industry and take the good with the bad. But I think there's just a jealous point of view from them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely that. And I think there's also like almost, how would you describe it? Like, it's not real because, we're looking at you guys on TV and it's just we can just send off whatever because there's no, what's the consequence?
Yeah.
You're not going to come to my house and go, you know what, Ruben? You're a dog, mate.
Yeah.
I will. But
You do that already.
doing this podcast, actually, man, it's really... Like, we had Alex Glenn last week and him talking about some of the criticism that Darius copped and that Alex is probably, expecting to cop if they don't have a great season. It was the first time I sort of sat back and just thought, actually, that's right. These are real dudes.
Yeah.
They're not
humans.
just like muscle walking, running a ball up.
I feel with you personally, knowing you personally, you're the perfect person for people to throw shit at because you don't give you're good at ciphering through whose opinion matters well and instantaneously.
And that's why I'd rather the commentators spray me than the rest of the team because they're not sure exactly how some of the team will
be able to respond.
So I'd rather take the hit. AB Villiers will take the hit. In an after-match debrief with Darren Lehman, I make sure he targets me or the more experienced guys because then the younger guys, we need these blokes to win.
Yeah.
But I can go to bed. I won't lose sleep at night. And just get on with it. But make sure it's constructive criticism as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think Dara's coming out with comments early in the year that it'll actually go too far where someone will actually top themselves.
Oh, fucking oath, man.
It's getting to that.
And then,
it is.
And then you'll look at each other going, was that worth it?
Exactly.
Do you feel good now?
I just bin them and I actually said to our media bloke, he's meant to look after us. I said, he gets paid by Queensland Cricket, not by the Courier Mail, so you got to look after us and our best interests.
Yeah,
but
right.
I find it's job justification comes into it, like every industry. But
also, they can just say whatever they want, no matter
exactly.
what, which is unfair. But it's getting like I never really thought too much. I know we touched on it with Lexi, but I saw it firsthand with Josh Maguire. And I saw his family, and you're seeing his kids, and someone saying that they want his kids to die of cancer.
Yeah.
Like, I could see it mentally fucking backflipping.
Yeah.
Who's saying shit like that, eh?
It's fucked up.
Yeah, but there's plenty of them.
I know.
Like,
just
it's incredible how many people out there are doing this, and it's like it's not going away. It's not.
Just let me clarify when I said before that I actually like. I don't like the your kids die of cancer.
Yeah.
I like the, fucking Michael from Cunnamulla Hotel that's just had enough. And just gone,
And just
what?
tease off. Yeah.
Fuck you, Linny.
Oh, there is a difference, though.
Yeah.
There is a difference. And you can always tell the loyal ones, like the true Warriors fans. I know you're a league tragic. so you'll know about the plague of the Warriors since '95. You can always tell someone who's just slamming Sean Johnson, when Sean Johnson played for them or whoever, to someone who is just a bandwagon. And they're like, you were supposed to be in the 8 this year. You're a pack of fucking dogs. Tuivasa, you can die. And it's like,
yeah, whoa, hey,
chill out.
Like, I don't want anyone to die ever. Like, I know that's not possible, but it's like, what mental process do you have to get to?
How you get
I think that's what you said. Jealousy does come into
absolutely.
it.
And whether it's money on the line as well.
Yep.
People putting big bets on and getting on the piss, and then
which how is that your fault? But
Speaking of betting, do you stay in touch with Baz?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. He's one of my best mates.
Because he's been over here with Channel 7 for the Bash.
So he stayed down at Broadbeach, actually. So I spent a couple of nights with him down there, and he's got a horse stable back home in Matamata. He said they're no good. It's costing him a bit of money at the moment.
They're lucky he's got plenty.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He's worried about it. He's king of Kolkata, and he's worried about a couple of horses. Fucking hell.
But like every time I sort of mention Baz, I just get a little bit horny. I fucking love that dude, man. Oh, fuck, I love Baz. Is he a fucking legend?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking legend.
Just a genuine bloke.
Yeah.
Again, no bullshit.
Yeah.
Very authentic. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, get on here, Baz.
Well, let's get back to actual cricket.
Yeah.
Hang on, Dane wants to talk cricket.
Fair enough.
Well, I just want to know, like, you've hit the ball. Like, I've stood in a cricket field. Like, it's a fucking big field, and you've hit the ball out of the stadium, out onto the fucking road, like literally over the roof, onto like oncoming traffic.
We're talking Wollongabba here.
Wollongabba.
Yeah.
Just where another link comes up on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put the YouTube link up. Oh, I don't know, mate. We're going to have to fork out for budget.
Production budget. So fucked off.
Yeah. How do you nail it like that?
Yeah,
and that's not you've done that a couple of times, right?
I've hit it out of a few stadiums, but I guess so. Sean Tate was bowling. He bowls about 150 kilometres per hour.
Wild thing.
And they call him the wild thing for a reason. So he doesn't know where the ball's going. So how the fuck am I supposed to know where it's going? So I just had this image like he bowls that quick that I basically start my backswing before he lets the ball go, and to hope that it's in some sort of area that I'm thinking to the field setting.
Yeah.
And then I'll just hit and hope, but I know if I make good connection of it, the ball's going to fly, so I don't really care where the fielders are.
Yeah.
And I think this is where my rugby league background helps. Having a stronger core than most as cricketers allows me to whack the ball further and harder. But you just fucking grit your teeth and then just go for it, because if you half commit, that's when you get caught on the boundary here and there. So I've always found when you doubt yourself, you're pissed off when you get out, but if you fully commit and get out, that's all right.
Yeah. And you're like, how do you feel with people like, because I don't think for 1 second that there's, it's just natural talent. You just naturally know how to do it. Like, that's a fucking cop-out.
Yeah.
There is people with natural talent, like, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But there's still method behind their madness, and to be smacking it out of a stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've had some mind thoughts and things of how you.
Yeah, and it looks so much slower on TV as well when you're out there. And we've chatted before about this. It's scary when they're coming in and they're trying to take your head off. But that's why you train. So net sessions. But everything I do in the gym is explosive. So I know it's a reaction sport. So I've got to be on. So whether it's my eyes have got to be sharp, it might be on a speed ball, it might be ping pong. Just your reactions have got to be 100%. Little things like staying off your phone, and getting that short vision. Because if you're on your phone all day in your hotel room, you try and hit a ball at night that's coming at you. It's hard to do, or catch a ball that's getting hit from the middle, taking a catch on a boundary. So just being active. That's why I play golf morning of a game, because I'm out in fresh air and I'm moving around. It's all well and good to conserve energy, but you do it too much, it takes you 2 hours to get into the game. By then the game's done, or your innings is finished. So making sure everything I do when I train is power, because I need to be quick, reaction time, explosive. So that's pretty much as simple as I can put it for the listeners. but it's it takes time. Like, I still don't believe I've played my best cricket yet. You know, I'm coming up 30 next month, and
neither, mate.
No, me neither.
But and I'm always learning as well.
Yeah.
You know, even Darren Lehman's learning.
I think this is prime age for, and I mean, I don't know what, because you see a paceman, someone like Mitchell Starc or Paddy Cummins, you watch the energy that goes from the back leg to the front leg.
Yeah.
I don't know what sort of toll that takes on
So
the
that's
body.
8 times, when the front foot lands, it's 8 times the body weight.
But just in terms of long term, what that must do to the body. And I know it's the same for batsmen as well, especially batsmen who play the way you do. But as far as I'm concerned, man, a game like cricket or golf, where if you can keep your body in the right space, is perfect for the late 20s, early 30s sort of athlete. The thing I think about when you mention smacking it out of the park is every time I think Chris Lynn batting short form is that over. I think it was against Ben Hilfenhaus.
Yep.
Would that go for 30? 30?
Yeah, MCG, yep.
Yeah, it was at the G.
Yeah, so I blocked the first ball, and the first ball actually bounced a bit more.
Yeah.
I thought if I actually tried to slog it, I would have got out, but then I thought, fuck it. We needed to win by heaps to give ourselves a chance, and then it ended up hitting 30 off the over, and Hilfy retired after that game.
That's heavy. Did you have a chat afterwards?
No, he's a great fella, and much like Sean Tate, when I hit it out of the stadium, he's like, oh, fuck, we just laugh, have a beer, and get on with it. And that's what the sport is about.
Yeah, it is cool actually that T20's sort of bringing that back into cricket.
That's the thing. That's why there's not much sledging anymore. Yeah. So I played with AB just then. I'll be playing against him in a week's time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
so he's going to Pakistan as well?
Well, India, so a bit longer, but there could be other players playing against. So that's why it's all well and good to sledge, but do you actually get anything out of it when you're on the field?
Exactly, yeah. I hope David Warner's listening to that. But I honestly, because I mean, I'm from New Zealand, so I've grown up hating Australian cricket.
That's fair too.
And vice versa, but it is quite. I mean, my big brother's an Australian fan. He grew up here, and so we're at war. I'm about to get an Australian cricket tattoo, actually, thanks to the Black Caps losing that Test series.
Oh wow!
Yes, that was.
You bet on that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's a brave man.
I'm a brave man. B, I can't back down to peer pressure from my brother. It's always been a problem I've had. And C, we were number 2 in the world, so I thought if we were ever going to fucking do it, now's the time. And then I think first day of the first test, we watched it together. First day of the first test, I thought, fuck, where am I getting this tat? I'm fucked here.
Yeah, we knew pretty early on.
Yeah.
I think once Ferguson went down, I was like, you're in trouble, mate.
But the point of that yarn, wasn't just
I never watched cricket at all, and I knew he was in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good.
When do you actually?
Yeah, we get it.
The only time I've watched cricket is when I learned that Chris was playing. I was like, oh yeah, I'll turn it on.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at that. Yeah. But I've never ever once heard. The only time I've heard of the Black Caps is when that dude that played rugby, Wilson.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson, he played for both. What a fucking champion.
Yeah, dual international, mate.
But then other than that...
Plenty of champions over there, mate. You should go more.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to sort of make was that has actually changed. Is the Australian cricket, I think, certainly at the test level, and Finch is doing a fucking pretty stand-up job too, and I think Tim Payne, all the criticism I may have for him, he is actually a pretty good wicketkeeper batsman.
He is, mate, yeah. He's the best wicketkeeper we've
definitely.
got. Yeah, hands down wicketkeeper. And I suppose what happened in South Africa happened, but we're just trying to restore faith in the fans now. Yeah. I think get our integrity back.
I think you've
play with a bit of pride, and what's the easiest way to do that is just win games.
Yeah. But not be like wankers, and I think that's happening.
Be gracious in defeat, and and when you win, don't take the piss out of the opposition.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, I noticed that. I mean, I know the series in India didn't go Australia's way, but when they flogged India in that first game, especially with 10 wickets, they were still really humble.
Yeah, there was no carry on.
Yeah, it was cool.
And from a international cricket fan, it's good to see.
Yeah,
sure.
If you win, you go to Pakistan next week, and then 6 weeks. So
4 weeks in Pakistan.
Yep.
Straight to Mumbai from there for another 6 or 7 weeks.
So if you win you win the comp in Pakistan, what does that look like? Like if you...
a few blurry days, I reckon.
Yeah, right. Well, I know how it's going to look like through your eyes.
Can you drink there?
Yep, you can drink there. And in India. But, Yeah, so like my goal is to win like every tournament in the world. So I've won a handful now, which I'm chipping away.
What do you got left?
There we go.
PSL, because I haven't played in that Pakistan tournament yet.
Yep.
Or taking out all the international stuff like
Yeah,
World
of
Cups
course.
and stuff. But won the Big Bash, won the IPL. My team has won the Caribbean, but I didn't play in it because I was had to come back for Australian duties.
Do you count the Canada League, or that's not fucking? You don't even count that.
Well, I haven't got my prize money yet, so until
I was
that
just going to say, maybe when they sort out the payables.
Yeah.
I can't believe they still haven't sorted that out.
Yeah. So, and then I won a T10 comp not long ago in Abu Dhabi. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's right. We actually spoke about that because we were talking around that time about getting you on.
Yeah, well, a funny story about that is the owner said if someone scores 100 in T10, so 10 over cricket, he'll buy the player a $500,000 apartment in Dubai. So one game, I think I got 92 or 3 not out. I faced 4 of the last 18 balls.
Who was at the other end?
A bloke named Adam Life, but he was whacking them as well.
Adam Lai, yeah.
And then I think literally the next game, I got 87 and I got out with 1.5 overs left. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. I hit the ball that hard to the fence. It nearly picked the bloke up and took him over. Just stayed in. Yeah, so I could have easily had $1 million worth of property because that's what our boss or owner does from the Maratha Arabians. That was our team name. He owns big property development in Dubai, so I could have had $1 million worth.
So does that stand? You going back for the property this year, or?
I hope so. If I get retained, I'd like to think I'll get retained.
Yeah.
But
I think you might.
Yeah, I got to watch instead.
What about the Caribbean League? Like,
awesome
for me. Yeah, so I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like for me as a non-cricket person, being over there would be fucking awesome.
Awesome.
Is it exactly as we all imagine it is like? Like, is it just fucking like a party?
It's surprisingly, there is party, but it's surprisingly hard work. So when I go play, so I've played in Jamaica, Guyana and Trinidad. When I play, Barbados, it's not just Brisbane to Sydney flight.
Yeah.
You got to fly to different countries, so you got to go through customs. And again, like the Big Bash, the schedule is a bit hectic. That's a long travel days. And if you're going from Barbados to, say, Jamaica, that's 4 islands, you've got to island hop. It's not a direct flight unless it's a chartered flight.
So you're talking a full day of travel, basically.
Full day of travel. Absolute pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
But the reward is once you get to Barbados, it's bloody amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is hard. But it's a perfect, like I took a mate over last year, Ryan Hansen, he come for about 12 nights. I reckon he went to bed 4 nights. He absolutely lapped it up. And, to have mates experience my life as well is pretty cool.
It's gold.
Yeah, man.
What's the hardest wickets to play on? If it's, you played all around the world. What do you struggle with the most?
Probably the Caribbean.
Yep.
I think India's gotten so much better because of obviously the money they've got. So they've got facilities to train at. But in the Caribbean, with a bit of weather around, they don't actually have the money like India. So the facilities aren't great, and the wickets are a bit hit and miss. So some might spin. Some might keep low and
slow.
Just unpredictable as well. A lot of variable bounce in the wicket, so that's probably the hardest. But I also find that's a great place for me to learn my trade.
Get better.
When I played for Guyana, it's one of the hardest wickets I've ever played on. But I actually learned my game against spin, went through the roof. So now I've actually not worried about spin at all. And from a career point of view, taking the time out to go over there and do that. I was actually leading run scorer of the tournament there, and ever since then I had a couple of really good years. So
nice.
Yes, it is a hard slog on those wickets. You don't want to sign up for those wickets, but
beneficial
for India.
Is the Heat your last captaincy gig for the year?
It's the only place I captain actually.
So do you feel a little bit freer when you go to the other clubs?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I can just go there, know my role, and just try and nail my role.
Yep.
You still want to be a leader amongst the group, and that's why Mumbai actually picked me up to be part of the leadership group. We've got Rohit Sharma there, who's probably...
Have you spoken to Rohit about your, like...
No, I haven't.
Mumbai?
I'm actually not even sure I'll be in the starting 11.
That's what I was going to say.
You can only play 4 international players, and we've got 8 in our squad who are
stars.
Yeah, superstars.
Mumbai always have ridiculous team.
But I just want to...
they just rotate them.
You can, yeah. So depending on the wickets, we might, if it's a bouncier wicket, we might use 3 international fast bowlers.
Yeah.
Or if it's a harder wicket to bat, we might use batters. So depending on the scenario, situation of the conditions, we'll go from there. But there's no point, being a lazy prick or being sour because, a few more years of the IPL, you can set yourself up. So
totally.
From a selfish point of view, you look at that, but it's not selfish at all because you're helping your team and your franchise.
Man. Yeah, well, I mean, Hyderabad had the unique dilemma a couple of years ago. They had Davey Warner and then Kane Williamson and Guptill were on the bench.
Yeah.
And I'm going, fuck, your team's that good.
Yeah.
That you've got Marty Guptill.
But also, Warner was having a crazy season.
Oh,
he
bullshit.
was just dominant.
Yeah. Every game he played, it hasn't really stopped. He had a slow World Cup, and then his Ashes was fucking mean. Or was it the opposite?
No, his Ashes wasn't mean.
No, it
but
was the opposite,
since then, he's been on fire.
Yeah, hate that guy. He's so good. Have you got any Kiwi in you, man?
Absolutely not.
We'll take you to the T20 World Cup.
Well, it's funny because you guys seem to take a few South Africans, a few.
Oh, mate.
Mate, we'll take what we can get.
Firstly, watch your fucking mouth.
You're good enough at rugby. You can have that. You still didn't even win the World Cup.
Mate. Well, we didn't lose it either.
Too soon.
We lost it. No, I mean, we're looking for a good opening batsman. So because I think Munners will go, but just if you ever think a it, we'll take it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I had Ish Sodhi, a leg spinner, come and stay with me prior to the Big Bash to come and bowl and have a real good leg spinner in the nets, and he loves the conditions here. And he was saying he got offers from like Adelaide and Melbourne, upwards of 150 grand for the Big Bash. Yeah. But he wasn't allowed to play because he has a central contract from New Zealand.
From NZC.
And his contract, his payment from your T20 comp back home, he got $4,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know what else that fucks me off about that?
That's a lot.
Is they never pick Ish. He's easily one of the best leg spinners we've got.
Yeah.
Well, he's the best spinner in the country.
I didn't want to go. Although I agree.
No. Let's do it.
I agree. Because we've got a cricket fed, man. And about a year ago, I text Rube and said, "Do you reckon New Zealand cricket's just racist as fuck?" Because this guy,
he's one of the greats, mate.
He's
awesome. He's and turns the ball. And no disrespect to Satner, but he's not doing much.
I've never met an Indian / Kiwi that drinks so much vodka.
Yeah, right. Party boy.
Mate, we got it. Next time you get him over for the Heat sessions, give us a call.
Who have we got on the because the cricketers are clean cut, nice sport.
Well, it's a gentleman's game.
Gentleman's game.
Traditionally a pack of squares.
Who do we have? Excuse the presence of yourself. That's just cut off the bit loose.
Oh man, I think they all like a beer, but
who are you going to throw under the bus here? Who's a cut snake?
Well, there's a couple. Luke Pommersback was one of them, but he was hanging out with Ben Cousins in Perth not long ago, so he's obviously gone downhill. But blokes that can keep it together or have a beer, someone like John Hastings, absolute jet. But I wouldn't it's 2 mouthfuls to a schooner for him.
Yeah, right.
And I can't keep up with that, but. Again, it's all in moderation, but guys like Mitchy Marsh, they love a beer, love a good time, and that it's your escape out of the game. Yeah. There's that much hype around the Big Bash. Blokes don't go overboard, but they'll sit there till the sun comes up and watch having a beer, and it's needed because I actually think you actually learn about the game as well. So if I've got AB de Villiers next to me, we had a couple of nights where we just sat there and drank for hours. But we learned so much, one about each other. He was one of my heroes growing up, and you bounce off each other. Yeah.
Guards down.
Yeah. And it's awesome. That's when you learn the most.
Yeah.
And was jumping right back to as a little fella when you were young, no interest in playing cricket, really.
Not really, no.
But did you grow up with your dad in the pub? Same, no different to we did. Our dads were rugby league coaches at a high level.
Yeah.
So we grew up in the pub, really, or the footy club.
It's true. I know what you
But the thing is, you feel like when I'd fight, I'd go back to, my last fight, I went to the Aspley Hotel and a whole heap of those locals came to watch me fight. And I'm sitting there with them, the week after as gratitude, really, for coming.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there having a beer with them. And it was felt normal to me.
Yeah,
it felt like I was a kid again. The game's played, you're in your pub, everyone's having a beer, you kids go and get their food. And
Yeah,
is that how you grew up?
absolutely. So my old man played water polo for Australia, so he knows a fair few blokes around obviously Australia that come and watch me. He's got a group of 8 mates from Brisbane that watched 3 or 4 games on the road this year, and that's their piss up. But the North Rugby League club basically get around. So once I go up and watch the boys play in the pig pen, you literally, it's like it's your family. But you don't, like, that's normal for us. But if from their point of view, such and such is down here watching, I was like, no, that's just
Chris Lynn just on the piss in the pig pen, and it's like, I'm having some fucking time off. This is what I'm used to.
But it's awesome. Like, I love doing that.
Did you ever face some adversity, like any friction from, particularly when you had Australian obligations? Did you ever feel any pressure from, the powers that be at Australian cricket to sort of, hey, Lenny, that's not, we don't do that sort of shit, or was it always sort of?
Yeah, it's frowned upon, I reckon.
Yep.
But you've got to be yourself.
Yeah, of course.
I reckon I didn't play my best for Australia because I was trying to impress other people that wasn't myself.
You told me once someone's pulled you in and said, give us a run of your day, and you've given it brutally honest, which is what we love about you, and basically said, well, mate, when I stop smacking sixes, you can start sort of telling me how to...
Yeah, the thing is, if I'm getting on the piss and then not training, that's when I'm worried. But you can still get up the next morning, train your ring off, and get back at the task at hand. But there's no reason why you can't enjoy life at the same time because you're putting in the work.
And some people are like you probably know him personally, Justin Hodges. Like, from all the reports, with Wayne Bennett, was you just got to let him go. He's that naturally gifted and talented, but if you try to make him keep up with the workhorses of he's not going to play.
And that's the thing, like, we're there's 11 match winners in our team, so one of them will win you the match. And Darren Lehman's so good at giving us the longest leash, basically no leash. You put a leash on us, though, we're going to go overstep that 1 or 2, and then we're forever, we're meant to be pointing in the same direction, but if there's a couple of arrows are going the other way, and that being the coach or whoever it may be, then you're not going to win your titles.
How is before we move on, how's Buff doing? He's a bit unwell.
Yeah. So he had bypass surgery on Saturday. He's going okay. I've given him some space. He's been away from his phone because he's a very popular man around the world. So I can only imagine the flutter of messages into his inbox. So give him some space. He actually lives around the corner from me, so I might actually pop over and see him towards the end of the week.
So he's home. He's back.
He will be shortly,
Good.
Yep. He's not exactly a picture of health, and he's the first to admit that. But, he reckons he's got to stop smoking from now on. So that's going to be his next
he
challenge.
smoke darbs, does he?
Yeah, he's a big
Attaboy.
darber. So, it's going to be life-changing
Not anymore, mate. Not anymore.
But, he's going well. These things happen in life. It's another hurdle.
Did you just say attaboy?
Attaboy?
He did.
For smoking?
I love an athlete smoking darbs, man. That's a real athlete.
Even when they're like having bypass surgery.
It
could be a major
man, I'm not a
contributing
heart
factor.
specialist. So
Yeah, right.
I'm just a dog on a couch.
Fair enough. You're John Plath. Sort of.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
Fingers crossed. So he'll be out of action about 3 months. So he's my coach in the 100, the new tournament in England. So it'll be interesting to see if he's back on his feet by then. But he's told me that he'll be back definitely by Big Bash time next year.
Yeah, awesome. It's just good to hear that he's doing all right, eh?
Good to hear. Good way to end it too, mate. We're more than happy. We've been trying to get you on this since we started. Obviously, with your commitments, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. But at the end of the day, you're busy for a reason because you're kicking goals. Thanks very much for coming on, man. We appreciate you. The boys are, as you can tell, are massive cricket fans. I'm just a fan of Chris Lynn, mate, so thanks very much.
I appreciate that, Raz.
Yeah, cheers, man.
It's been
Pleasure.
awesome.
Pleasure.
Thank you, boys.
I'm going to tell everyone we're mates now too, like everyone else in Brisbane.
Yeah, so if I see you at the pub, you don't get 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm sliding into your DMs as soon as you get to Pakistan. Nah, do this, mate.
Big fan, sir. One selfie, sir.
Good on you, man. Thanks very much.
Cheers.